Hello friends, this is Nirmal for Technique, and today we'll do a quick comparison of the Nokia X versus the Moto G. So Moto G is one of the most popular phones from Motorola, and it has been a very good success in India and many other countries where it was launched. Now coming on to Nokia X, it's an entry-level budget smartphone from Nokia, which runs to Android AOSP, and it does not have the Google Play Store and other Google services. Instead, Nokia has added its own services. So as such, there is no direct comparison with these two devices, since both the devices are in a different price range. One is around 8.5k, the other one is around 12.5k. So as such, there is no direct comparison between the devices, but quite a lot of readers has asked us to do a quick review comparison of these two devices and say which is better, even if you have a price range of around say 8k to 12k. So in that price range, where the Moto G or the Nokia X fares better. So we'll do a comparison based on the specs, as well as how the performance of both the devices and also the battery performance. Then we'll also look at the camera performance. Now coming on to the comparison between the specs, so Nokia X comes with a 4-inch 480 by 800 pixel LCD display. So this is an average display, not the great, not the best of displays, although the viewing angles are pretty good. The display is decent on this device. So it's an average display. Now coming on to the Moto G, it has a HD display at 1280 by 720p, and it also has the IPS LCD display. So it's a really good display. One of the strong points of Moto G is the display. So it's really brilliant display. Now coming on to the other specs, this comes with a dual core processor with a 512 MB RAM, and here we have the quad-core processor with 1 GB RAM, and the internal storage of this device, the Nokia X, is around 4 GB, and you have the micro SD card for expansion. Now this comes with 8 GB and 16 GB variants, although there is no micro SD card available for expansion. So if you want a higher display, higher capacity, you need to get the 16 GB variant of Moto G, while on the Nokia X you only have the 4 GB internal storage, and you have to get a micro SD card to extend the storage. So that's the storage aspect. Now coming on to the camera, this phone comes with a very basic camera. This is a 3.15 megapixel camera. That camera is a really basic camera. We have already tested this camera and found to be below poor quality when it comes to taking pictures, even in bright sunlight. So camera wise, this phone fares really bad. Now coming on to the camera on the Moto G, this has a 5 megapixel camera, although this isn't doesn't set a high benchmark with the camera, but the camera is far better than what you see on the Nokia X. So if you were to compare the camera on both the devices, the Moto G wins this race. Now coming on to the performance, this has 1 GB RAM and the Nokia X has just 512 MB RAM, and that takes a big toll on the performance of this device. So the Nokia X performance is really bad with 512 MB RAM. There are many instances where you see the lag happening on the device, and the software is heavily customized. That's again a big issue with this device. Whereas on Moto G, you have the Android 4.4 KitKat, and it's also optimized for 512 MB RAM, and you have 1 GB RAM. So performance is not an issue on Moto G, and it's really fast. And you get a great experience working on Moto G. Now coming on to the battery life, this phone comes with a 1500 mAh battery, and Moto G comes with 2070 mAh battery. So battery aspect also Moto G fares better. Now you can see both the phones are not the same size, so obviously one will have an advantage over the other. So Moto G definitely has an advantage over Nokia X. Now coming on to the build quality, you can see that both devices are really good. You have the Nokia's excellent build quality, and even Moto G also quality wise it's good. You can see even smaller things are taken care, like the metallic, the chrome finish or the silver finish on the buttons, and the interchangeable back cover, very similar to what we have on the Nokia X, and it comes in very vibrant colors. You have the orange, green, black, white, etc. So the build quality wise, both devices are really good, and fares competes almost equally. Now if you take the overall performance aspect, which includes the software, the performance, the battery life, the camera performance, everything put together, Moto G is really good, and it's competes better than the Nokia X. and if you are ready to spend the extra additional 4K on Moto G, it's really worth the money. If you have a tight constraint on budget, then we would suggest you to go for more Nokia X, although we are warning you that the performance is not that great on the Nokia X. Moreover, you will find that Google Play Store, Gmail and YouTube and other Google apps are missing on the Nokia X, although you can root the phone and get install all the apps. We already have a tutorial on our YouTube channel explaining the details. So that way also Nokia X has a big disadvantage that you need to root the phone to get the Google Play Store as well as the other Gmail and Google apps running. So overall, we would say, if you have the budget, definitely go for Moto G. It's totally worth the additional 4K you spend on the device. So if you are on tighter budget, probably Nokia X makes sense, but again the performance is not that great. So that's a quick comparison of Nokia X with Moto G. Although these two phones are in different category, we have done this comparison based on requests from our readers. So if you have any specific queries regarding this, drop a comment and we'll be glad to help you out with your queries. If you like this video, do hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and thanks for watching this video.